Benazir Bhutto in London, Exile, Education, and the Struggle for Democracy. Intro scene, a rainy day in London 1979. Narrator, voiceover. Benazir Bhutto, daughter of Pakistan's first elected Prime Minister, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, found herself thousands of miles from her homeland. At just 26 years old, she had just returned to London from her father's prison cell in Rawalpindi. The man who once ruled Pakistan was now facing execution. And Benazir, educated at Oxford and Harvard, was thrust into the unthinkable, exile, grief, and political warfare far from home. Scene 1. Oxford University years 1973–1977. Narrator, voiceover. Before exile, there was learning. Benazir Bhutto arrived in the United Kingdom in the early 1970s to pursue her undergraduate studies at Lady Margaret Hall, Oxford University. In a city known for academic tradition and elite circles, she quickly became a standout figure. Charismatic, articulate, and politically sharp, Benazir made her mark. She studied philosophy, politics, and economics PPE, the classic training ground of statesmen and world leaders. She also became the first Asian woman to be elected president of the Oxford Union in 1977, a student debating society known for launching political careers. Even then, her political instincts were unmistakable. She debated confidently about international issues, from Soviet expansionism to the rights of the oppressed in the Third World. Yet, her thoughts were never far from Pakistan. Scene 2. Return to Pakistan and her father's execution, 1977–1979. Narrator, voiceover. After graduation, Benazir returned to Pakistan, but it was a country in turmoil. In July 1977, General Zia ul-Haq had overthrown her father's government in a military coup. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was imprisoned on charges of authorizing a political murder. The family, under house arrest, launched a global campaign to save him. Benazir watched helplessly as her father was sentenced to death. She met world leaders, held press conferences, and wrote powerful letters to the international press, but to no avail. On April 4, 1979, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was hanged. Devastated and under threat, Benazir was placed under house arrest. The world began to recognize her not just as a grieving daughter, but as the political heir to a fallen dynasty. Scene 3. Exile in London begins 1980–1984. Narrator, voiceover. Fearing further persecution under Zia's dictatorship, Benazir was allowed to leave for London on medical grounds. Her exile had begun. She moved into a modest flat in central London and began rebuilding the shattered Pakistan People's Party (PPP) in exile. From London, she became the voice of resistance. She tirelessly coordinated with PPP activists, wrote articles for international publications, and met with human rights groups and exiled Pakistani dissidents. Despite the cold streets of London, her heart burned with determination to end the military rule back home. She became a regular presence at Hyde Park's Speaker's Corner, at anti-Zia protests in front of Pakistan House, and in meetings with British MPs sympathetic to the democratic struggle in Pakistan. Yet, surveillance followed her. Pakistani intelligence agents were active even in London, shadowing her and intercepting her communications. Scene 4. International struggle and personal challenges. Narrator, voiceover. Living in exile wasn't just a political struggle, it was deeply personal. Benazir faced isolation, financial limitations, and immense emotional pressure. With her mother Begum Nusrat Bhutto, she formed a mother-daughter political alliance, giving speeches and attending rallies across Europe. But internal divisions within the PPP and fears of Zia's spies sowed distrust in their circles. Meanwhile, Zia's government in Pakistan painted her as a foreign puppet, a westernized elitist far removed from the people. To counter this, she continued to travel, France, Germany, the US, anywhere she could mobilize opinion against the dictatorship. Scene 5. Return to Pakistan, 1986. Narrator, voiceover. Then, a turning point. In December 1985, General Zia lifted martial law, but remained in power. Sensing an opening, Benazir announced her return. On April 10, 1986, she landed in Lahore to a historic welcome. Over 1 million people filled the streets. London had been her refuge, but now she was back, no longer just a daughter in mourning, but a leader of the people. The years in London had sharpened her vision and solidified her role as the torchbearer of democracy in Pakistan. She had endured pain, exile, and slander. But her resolve was unbroken. Closing scene, Benazir's words. Benazir Bhutto, archival voice. I didn't choose this life. It chose me. But in London, in the darkest moments of exile, I found clarity. I found purpose. And I found the strength to return, not for revenge, but for Pakistan.